My name is Ehab and this is the project sorting annual report. This is attendant report to sort the file, attendant report to sort the files. So we can pass a get link, the get URL link to process the variable in the variable panel to process the project. I have here 3 example files. Let's go through each one of them. The first one is to start and download the file from the GitHub. I have here this sequence, GitHub sequence. To open Chrome, go to GitHub and download the files. The precondition internet connection and the path exists. The downloads folder where the file will be downloaded is exist. The post condition, the zip file is downloaded correctly in the downloads folder. I am starting by getting the environment of the user profile, and then I construct the downloads folder and get it in a boolean for the path exist. To check the precondition here, to make sure that the path is already exist, I have a log message, or if it does not, will throw an exception. Then I'm getting the Chrome process to start from the beginning, and then I'm opening the browser, go to the get URL link, click on code, and I used here the wait for download file to download the file from the GitHub, and then I am closing the tab. I have another sequence or another example files to move and unzip the file. I am getting here this argument, the end file path name, to move it. I don't have here a precondition or post condition. Precondition is NA. Also the post condition is NA, because here I'm only moving the file to the project path, and then I unzip the file. After that I'm going to delete the zip file, which I don't need it anymore. The last example file is to sorting the file, the logic. The precondition here is the file is unzipped to the folder exists in the project directory. The file which unzipped is exist in the project directory. The post condition is that report is sorted into years and one folder of today's date. At least one file passed the logic, so I have the post condition achieved. I'm starting by making sure of the precondition here. I am getting the string of the unzipped folder path, and I have here a path exist boolean to make sure the unzipped folder is exist. I am getting it by I have the M file path, and then I replace the .zip file with nothing, so I have the folder name, and I make sure the path is exist. And if it exists, we'll have a log message, the unzipped folder exists in the project directory. If not, I will throw an exception. Then I am getting an array of files of that folder, and I have a log message here to indicate how many files exist there in this folder. I have a for each loop to loop through the files. I'm started by getting the string file name. I'm making sure the file has the extension .pdf or .xlsx, so I can complete the process. If not, I will continue to next file. I am getting here the file name without extension, and then I am getting the year from the file by substring with the last 4 characters. And here I have the logic. I am saying here if this last 4 characters is a numeric numbers, so this file contains a year, and I have to move it to the year. If not, so will be moved to the today's folder. I have here file exist to make sure this year if it's created before in last iteration or not. If this year folder is not created, I will create the folder with that year. If it's created before, I will continue to move the file to this year. And then I have a log message with file string file name moved into and the year. It will indicate which file name in the iteration and where it's moved. And then I have here assign boolean that pool file processed equals true. In post sequence I have this boolean, so I will, by using this boolean, if it's true at least one time, so I have the post condition is that the one file at least passed the logic, so the process is completed successfully. If this is not a numeric numbers of the last four characters, I will check if pass exists for today's folder, and then if it does not exist, I will create it. If it's created before, I will go direct to move the file, and I have here the same log message to indicate which file name and where it's moved, and then I have the same boolean here. This is the post condition here is to check if file or files sorted and passed the logic. So I have file pass here, I am log a message sorting is done. If not, I have a warn message warn level processing files failed. That's all for the sequences and the examples file. This is the project directory, and I am on the main example file which contains all the example files. I will start by running the process. The robot will make sure that the paths exist for the downloads folder on the current machine where the zip file will be downloaded. I have a log message path exist, and then we'll open the browser, go to the GitHub URL to download the zip file. We'll click on code and download the file, and then we'll close the Chrome tab and process the files, move them to the project directory, unzip it, and process the files. I'm watching here the output. So the process is completed, and I have here the output. It started by getting the path exist of the downloads folder, and I have a log message path exist, and then here I have file is downloaded, unzipped it correctly, and here I have all files and which file name and where it moved to. So this is, for example, the first file which contains the 2019 moved to this folder. This is all the output. We can go now to the project directory. I have the files here. I'll open them and go through each one. So this is the first one, 2018, and it contains 7 files. All of them having the name 2018. This is 2019, and it contains 6 files. All of them have files 2019. And I have here the files 2020, and it has 5 items on the folder 2020. It contains, all of them contains 2020 year. Going back, we'll go to this file of today date, and it contains the files which have no year in the name. So I have, after getting the review, I modified my project, and I have used here download, wait for download, and I already mentioned that it is attendant robot, and I have also explained all the precondition and the post condition of the project. Thank you.